Yo, what's good, guys? Make sure we're liking, subscribing for more tips, more fishing videos. Hit that subscribe button. We're almost at 200. We're so close. You guys have a great day. Enjoy the video. All right, guys. So this one, as you can see there, it already had the swivel on it. A couple of different ways you can do a drop shot. You have that one with the swivel, and then you have just the standard, circle hook that you would use for like wacky riggings. These here. I use a 1/0. That's what that hook was there with the double swivel. So this one, I'm going to show you how to do it with the double swivel. You're going to take what you're going to use as your excess, how long you want that leader to your sinker to be. You're going to cut that off, and you are going to go ahead and tie that onto the hook. So on the bottom portion of the swivel. So you're going to have just the hook with the bottom portion with that tag line. And you'll see how I do that here. So right here, I'm just pulling that tight, getting that all set there, getting it ready for me to tie it onto the main line. So there we go. You have just the hook with just your tag in there. Now I'm going to take my main line from my rod and I'm going to attach that onto the hook. So I'm just going to tie a normal polymer knot. That's what I tie on each one of these ends. Now there's some advantages to using this way, and there's some advantages to using just tying it straight from the hook. So one thing I do like about this is I like you can really predict how long your tag end's going to be before you tie it. So you have a lot better understanding of how far down that sinker is going to be. So that's one good thing about this. Another one is that it's just pretty easy. So especially if you like pre-tie the tag ends for the sinkers on these, you could tie these drop shots up super quick. But now I've got it in there where I have both ends of the swivel already tied on, and you see that hook is sitting straight up. Another benefit of using this swivel technique is your hook is always going to stay in a perfect hook set position because of the swivels. So sometimes it might not go that way if you tie just from the single hook down to the sinker incorrectly. There's sometimes your hook's a little sideways, upside down, things like that. If you do it incorrectly or don't do it perfectly. So this kind of helps avoid that. And now I'm just tying a little fisherman's knot, probably the most basic knot, the twist in and out, that you all, grew up learning from your grandpas, from your dads, from your fishing mentors there. So that's all I'm tying on here, because we don't need to worry about if this sinker breaks off, because if you get hung in rocks or brush, you really honestly would want that to happen. Rather than losing the whole rig, you keep the hook, sinker breaks off, you just tie another sinker on real quick. Really good advantage of doing it this way. And you'll see what the final product looks like here. So you got that sinker down below about 6-8 inches. You got your hook there in the perfect position, and it is ready to go. Alright guys, here's way number 2. I already tied it on. Basically, you're going to just tie a normal polymer knot and just make a long tag end where you can have your your sinker there on the end. The main thing you want to do with that is you want to cinch the knot with your tag end going directly to the bottom. That way the hook is turned up like I just showed you right there. So I wasn't able to save that portion of it. I don't know why that didn't save whenever I recorded. But you live, you learn, and there's always another video to show you another time here of exactly how to do that. But I mean, it's really, honestly, you just tie a circle hook with polymer knot and you leave a long tag in line. So it's really easy to do, simple to do, And this is what I go to. One advantage of doing this is those swivel ones. Sometimes if you get a big fish or something along those lines, I actually had this happen the day I was fishing. The swivel broke off, so that's why I was retying to show you guys this way as well. The swivel actually broke where my hook was. So if I had to pick, this would probably be the direction that I want to go, and I'm using that same roboworm to hook that on there, and you guys will see how this drop shot looks. This is going to keep your bait suspended in the water. You'll be able to control your bait. It's easy to see in the water. And a couple of different things on like how I like to fish this bait and where I like to throw it. So typically you're going to be wanting to throw this bait in deeper water. You're fishing offshore, and where it really shines, in my opinion, is on deep brush piles. So you'll see us fishing these deep brush piles way off these docks with that live scope. I'm panning around, finding those brush piles, seeing which ones have fish and throwing directly at them. And that's where this bait really shines, and I would encourage you guys to fish like that. Now, if you're fishing a stream, if you're fishing a little river, throw a drop shot as well. You might want to have a smaller tag in, but it's going to keep your bait right there in the strike zone more often. And it's just a good presentation to have more of like a weightless presentation with a weight on there. So I definitely recommend that as far as fishing the drop shot. You can also throw it, in grass. Just hook your worm weedless, pull it through the grass. And you can throw it on ledges too. A lot of people, they'll like to get on top of those fish on the ledge and then just drop there whenever they quit eating other things. So all of those are a good option for drop shotting. Really, it's a big universal bait, and bass are always wanting to eat a worm. So you can really never go wrong throwing a drop shot, especially during the summer. I would say the summer's the key for this. During other months, like, probably from like September to April, May, there's other better options for baits. But once you get that good summertime here, especially in Tennessee, I'd keep a drop shot on. So no big ones this trip, but I wanted to show you guys how I fish a drop shot. And I think it's a very useful technique this time of year, especially if you're just wanting to catch some fish, like me and Dad were doing here, just going fun fishing. You'll see that rig, the purple roboworm, catching a smallmouth and a largemouth at the same brush pile. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.